if you don't like bad language, or you sat next to somebody who don't like bad language or don't like swearing, just put some earmuffs. Tell them to put some earmuffs on, or you put some on. You'll be sweet. Don't click off, please. Don't click off. Secondly, if you hear somebody barking tonight because he's been an absolute plonker, it's him because he's got one on him because he ain't been out for a walk yet. So he's marfing off. Right then. So let's bring in Extra Rider as we're actually currently going to be doing a duel live again. Thank you.
We are, yeah. Just clicks on the button, Peaky. Yeah.
Excellent. No problem, mate. Like I say, hold on. Stop.
Oh, whoops. Thanks to my lot for coming in.
How you doing?
Hello to everybody on the podcast.
Right, I am. Yeah, honestly, we've been on in the side chat in the green room for probably 10 minutes, and he's on one. He's proper on one.
He is.
So, yeah, let's just quickly scroll down. I forgot about. Sorry, I'm gonna be really ignorant here. I actually forgot about Graham.
I was gonna say.
I mean, I'm just sitting here. Do you know what I mean?
Sorry, mate. That was so unprofessional. It's even professional, but I do apologise, mate.
Looking at the come on, bring Graham in. For God's sake.
I do apologise.
It's a triple stream, by the way. I'm streaming it as well.
Oh wait, yeah, you are. You must have just done that because I looked earlier and you hadn't done it. Sneaky. So I'm just going to run through a couple of here. We've got John Powlin, Paul Sparrow. Cheers, Mucker. Thank you for the message earlier. Pecos Paul, Moto to Ireland, Moto. Is that Bourne, Virginia? Am I saying that right?
Yeah, probably Motoborn. Yeah.
Yeah. Away we go. Mark, Scottish GS Adventuring. That's a long name. Yeah, don't say for cool bugger, right? Backroad Tourist, Centurion. How you doing, Mucker? How you doing? Hopefully we'll be seeing. Hopefully we'll have a chat at the ABR, if not sooner. If I don't get a chance to come down and see you. Coleman Go, how you doing? Mark, how you doing? Danny, possibly seeing him the weekend. Hopefully, if all goes to plan. Away we go. Scratches. Right, yeah. So we've all had a bit of a how you do, how's your father, and all the rest of it. So first things we're going to talk about, not how's your father. Not like that. Okay. Not like that, right? Not like that. It's one of them channels. So first thing I'm going to get into for me is, so today I've ended up doing, I thought it was a speed awareness course. So basically I got done on the motorway on an average speed. So even though I only went one junction, I actually got caught on an average speed trap doing 68 when I should have been doing 60. So for me, I was I sent a reply back just saying, I'm on a 70 mile an hour road. I only seen one sign at 60 and I didn't see any signs for a variable speed limit or anything like that. But they've done me, they'd give me the speed awareness course. But yeah, it's just really strange how you get such a variety of people on there and some of them don't know absolutely nothing. Genuinely, he's showing us. He's talking through some of the signs on the motorway as they kind of have to do to begin with, just to kind of jog your memory back.
Yeah.
But he was talking about stuff, and there's people on there going, don't know what that means. I've never seen that before in my life, and I'm like, how have you got through life without seeing these? Like, do you know what I mean? And it was just really strange.
Yeah,
it was just really strange how they've been done on a motorway. Like the one woman said she'd been on one motorway and got done for speeding on one motorway. And you're a bit like, are you just taking the bullet for somebody here?
I don't know if this is a common thing, but I've seen a lot of people who sat in cars with lorries up their asses and they're doing like 45 miles an hour, 50 miles an hour. So it can go the other way as well, can't it? If you go too slow. It's not good either, is it? I mean, they're driving within their limits, but really on the motorway, you do need to keep things going to a certain point.
Yeah, definitely.
Here's one for you. So Paul saying, did you learn anything today, bro? So I actually did. So if you see, and I never knew this, so if you see a red X, obviously you get out that lane. Yeah. So you've got to get out the lane. So if you pass through that red X and there's a camera there, and you go, you know, there's a red X on that gantry, and you go through that red X on that lane, and you've not moved over, and there's a camera there, they can actually do you for 3 points. And I never knew that.
No, to be honest, I didn't know that either.
No, like I say, there was just the certain things that obviously when I passed my test, you know, it's still in effect today. But there's that many new stuff coming that you kind of look at it and you think, I should actually relearn the highway code, really, because there's so many variables now that they're put into place I never knew about.
It's quite confusing, to be frank, doesn't it?
Aye. I saw a thing that if you're sitting at traffic lights and they're at red and the emergency services need past you, if you go through that red light, you can still get done for that.
Yeah.
Even though you're just trying to clear a space.
Yeah.
That's not right, surely.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're kind of damned if you do, damned if you don't.
Weird.
How many dual carriage rides? Right, I ain't going through this. I started this A question time. Right, don't start asking me questions because I don't know. But yeah, but there was loads of stuff. It's like they kept this one person kept referring to it as the avatar, the fast lane, the slow, middle, and fast lane. And like the bloke who was running the course was proper getting his hair off of it. And he was like, no, it's lane 1, 2, and 3. There's no slow, middle, and fast. That doesn't exist. Do you know what I mean? And this bloke kept going, yeah, so you go in the fast lane. He's like, stop saying fast lane, will you? Proper getting his hair off. But yeah, it was just really strange to sit here and have, you know, people from all over the country and the different standards of driving throughout the country. Some of the, you know, 2 of the lads who'd been done were white van men, basically, and they don't want to know. They just weren't interested. They're just doing it because they needed to get it
because
done,
they were there, had to.
Yeah. But the one lad went. The one lad went. Yeah. So I'm on a West Midlands one this morning, and this afternoon I'm on a Manchester one. It's like, what?
Bloody hell.
Yeah, so it was just quite funny. But it also, when I look back at it now, because we had to make notes and stuff like that, like, but afterwards when I come off, I was like, you know what, there was a few bits in there that I didn't actually know, and I should know, really. You know, they've like I say, they've changed the highway code that much over the years.
Every day's a school day. Yeah. I mean, you're saying about the Red X as well. I don't think that I've ever seen one down my neck of the woods, to my knowledge. I think I've seen them a lot up country. And in all honesty, if I saw a Red X, I'm not sure if I would immediately go into the next lane. Because I didn't know. You know, if it's clear, then I may not move over. Maybe I would. I don't know. But
I must admit, I never knew that about if you're driving and you don't move over and there's a camera there, they can do you 3 points. I never knew that. And I said, well, I bet if you can't move over, do you know what I mean? I bet if you physically can't move over,
yes,
because you can't, because you met that point where you're all getting bottlenecked. You know what I mean?
Yes. And going back to the red light thing as well, if there's an ambulance coming through. And even if you pull up on the curb, that's still breaking the law, isn't it? You can't pull up and make way for them. It just doesn't sit well with me. It is what it is. It's the law, isn't it? But moving out the way of an ambulance, if there's somebody in the back or having a heart attack or something, I don't really give a shit, to be honest with you. I'll go up on the curb and let that ambulance through.
Yeah, I would as well. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, 100%, mate. I'd do exactly the same. But there was, like I say, there's a few there that literally had no clue about anything.
Yeah.
And you just kind of think to yourself, you've reached one of them only passed the test 6 months ago. And you're just like, you like I say, you have to go through this little bit at the start where you're like, oh, let's get your brain cells clicking back into learning mode, and what does this mean? What does that mean? There's a 40, there's a 16, all that. Don't have a clue, not an absolute clue. And and you sit there and you kind of think, are you on this course because your husband's been done, and you taking this with him? You know what I mean?
I'm going to be really argumentative now. This could cause a few kind of worms, but I would argue that some of the road markings in Exeter is totally over the top now, and I'll give you 2 examples. The first one is when you have a bicycle lane and you have to go past the first junction to give way to the bike lane, which often you haven't got a good view of anyway because of the way that they're set up down here. And then you get to another junction, you got to do it again, and it's almost like there's too much. It's too much to think about, in my opinion. Yeah. And the second one is when they put a busy roundabout. Let's say it's got 5 junctions on the roundabout. And then on 2 of those junctions, bearing in mind, if you're not from the area, you've got a lot going on. You're trying to get out, in time before somebody starts getting funny about it. So you're trying to get out in time. Immediately, when you exit the junction, you've got a zebra crossing. Like instantly right there. So they're watching what they're doing. You're trying to do that and exit the roundabout. Then you've got a pelican crossing. So those people behind you are going to wallop you up the ass, possibly.
Yeah. Like I say, mate.
What the people say is, you should adjust your speed accordingly. But there's still too much going on, even if you do walking pace. It's just too much.
Yeah. What I'm finding here just now is the roads are that bad now that you can hardly see any white lines at all on the roads now. So there's no lanes now.
True.
You can't see them.
No.
They need to go out there with a paintbrush and sort it out. But it's bad.
And some concrete as well to bung up the bloody
fill in the holes. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like I say, mate, it was just. I just initially I found it quite funny because there are many people there had a clue what there was 3 of us. I thought I was on a speed awareness course. It wasn't until the end of the course that he stated what course we was on that we realised we wasn't on a speed awareness course. Because we was like, because one of the lads went this speed awareness course. He went, it's not a speed awareness course, and I was like, well, we've been done speeding. He went, yes, but no. He says, because it's an average speed. You're not actually been done for speeding.
Oh, okay.
But it's an average speed you've been caught doing out, and you're just like, what? You might have a speeding or you ain't. It's one or the other. You've either been caught speeding, or you might have going too fast, or you're not going too fast. You know what I mean? Yeah. And like when he in the end when he said it, and that's when that lad he started laughing. He says, "Oh, I've got a speed awareness course in Manchester this afternoon online." I was crying. I was absolutely crying.
Yeah.
But it's supposed to be about a 3-hour course, 3.5 hours at a max. The lad had to shut it off after 4.5 hours because this one bloke was just constantly asking.
Oh, no.
What about
one
this?
of them?
What about giving him scenarios? Well, one day I was doing this, and you can see people like sitting in the background like, oh my God. You know what I mean? You sit there like initially you let everybody like kind of no problem, mate. You have your little 5 minutes. In the end, this the lad who was doing the Zoom meeting, who was presenting it, he went, I've never had to do this before, but go and have a 10-minute break. He says, because we've been on like 2 hours, 50 minutes. He says, and we're even halfway through, He says, usually this is like a 3-hour, 3.5 hour course, and we're even halfway through. So we went on a 10-minute break, come back, and there's a lad from Birmingham who basically just briefed this bloke up on this meeting. Stop asking questions, stop messing about. I don't want to fucking be here. I've only planned for 4 hours. I've got to be back at work and all this like and this bloke, the second half of the thing, this bloke just sat there like, they say a word.
Sounds like a meeting in my work. There's always one that keeps asking questions like, oh, gonna shut up.
Yeah.
So we can get out of here.
I get it in my job as well.
Oh, mate, it was just funny. It was quite. apart from being 4.5 hours, it was actually quite funny to sit here and watch and listen to people like their daily routine of why they've been done and this, that, and the other. And there was a woman there. Right, so she's on 9 points now. she's been done from the same camera in 3 months, 3 times in the same. She went. She goes, the thing is, it's frustrating. She goes, because I go up the road and I'll jump onto the motorway and it's 60. Then it goes to 50, then it goes to 40. Then it goes back up to 60, then down to 40, then to 50, then to 60, then to 40. She went, the same camera's done me 3 times in 3 months.
Jesus.
Like, oh my days. She went, but this is the first time I've done done the course. Like, she went, I've been done twice for points, £100 fine and 3 points. And she went, this is the last chance she's got. Because like I say, she's on 9 points now, and this was the last one she'd been done. She went, I can't get done again. And she was just like, I'm going to have to find another route.
One thing I will say is that I think it's good that you have the option of doing that course rather than points, because I wouldn't want points on my license.
See, he was saying this. So, and this is one of the things that I wanted to say to you guys. So, basically, them courses are first come, first serve. So the quicker you reply to that letter that you've been done speeding, the more likely you am that you'll get a course. So if you, for example, leave it 2 or 3 days and then reply, you're less likely to get the course. So if you like, for example, you get, your missus, you rings you up, say, oh, you've had a letter off the police. So open it up to speed awareness. You've been done speeding, log on straight away, put your details in. The sooner you do that, the more likely you are to get a course. Once them courses are full, that's it. That's when you kind of tough. You have it's 3 points and £100 fine. That's it.
Yeah.
So just kind of if they do come, then kind of get on it.
Have you got a lot of them up your way, Graham?
Was that, sorry?
Cameras. Have you got a lot of cameras up your end?
Aye, they're everywhere.
Oh, are they?
Well, they're not everywhere, but some of the motorways have got them. I see they've started putting them on, do you know, the road, the big fast road round Loch Lomond up to Glencoe. They've put average speed cameras there now as well.
Right.
They are fast roads, mind you, and they're busy roads as well.
You can get that road he's on about. You can get a lick on through there as well.
It's probably the bikers that's caused it, probably. To be honest,
when I did Scotty's Little Soldiers, when I met up with Graham, I stopped at Graham's that night, and we went round towards Loch Lomond, and we got an absolute, like tires were warm, my bike was all loaded, and I was like, right, I need to get a groove on here, man. I'm at least 2 hours behind. I need to get a groove on, but it was good.
You can fairly shift on there as well. You can't now, 60 mile an hour. So
yeah.
Have you been on a speed awareness, Graham?
Nope.
I have.
No,
I went on one probably a year ago, maybe a year and a half, doing 76 doing 76 on a dual carriageway, but I was in a van, 3.5 ton van, so it should have been 60. So yeah, guilty as charged.
Here's one from Paul Sparrow. So guys, what do you think? What are your thoughts on retaking tests at certain ages or redo for knowledge?
No, our life's complicated enough. We've got loads of red tape. That's just my opinion.
I don't agree.
Update courses fine, but not the whole thing.
I was going to say I wouldn't say retake a test. I'd say do a refresher. Definitely 100%. I think that should be compulsory at certain ages. Like, for example, 65, 70, 75. You know what I mean? From retirement age, every 5 years, and you go and get assessed. And at least then they can assess you on whether you're competent enough. And it's 5 years at the end of the day, like every 18 months, it's every 5 years. So at a point, you're going to reach at a point where they're going to go, right, you shouldn't be driving.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because we've got a bloke up the road, mate. He's older than God's dog, and he's driving, and he's it's horrendous to watch him come down the street, mate. You it comes down and you can see everybody moving around the walls and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Well,
I would say 70 would be a good age for that, but it's very easy to start at 70 and next minute they'll say, well, there's been a lot of accidents with people being 65 years old, so we'll bring it down to 65. On and on it goes. 10 years later, you got one every 10 years, and they're just making the bunts out of it, aren't they?
14,
You know, there's enough to pay for these days as it is without overcomplicating it, in my opinion.
I think is it not? Do you not have to reapply for your license when you're
70, isn't it?
Yeah, but it's only a medical.
Aye, because my license
They
runs
only
out.
go in. You know what I mean, mate? As long as you're fit enough to drive. You know what I mean?
2039, I think mine's runs out. If
When?
I remember right, 2039.
I should get booking it in now.
Oh man.
I'm sure it's 2039. Aye. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Eventually they'll be tracking your progress with cameras and average speed. Right. So he says today that the motorways track you anyway. So if the motorways see, because I don't know this, but there's computers on the side of the motorway. So if the motorways and the cameras catch you veering constantly, then that alerts then the people in the like the tea room or whatever it's called, the transponder room, and they say, right, you need to wash this car, and then they'll get somebody out to them, like the police or the I don't know what they're called, the plastic police who pretend the police who sit on the side of the motorway.
Oh, yeah.
They get them out and get them pulled over. But yeah, I never knew that neither. So, but 95, retake at 95. Oh, I'll make it to 75. So I bother about 95. Speed up and not test and drive. Yeah, like I say, I think it should be something like what they do now. You know, the touchscreen test where you got to show the dangers. I think something like that might be beneficial for these older drivers as well. So, because
I think where people struggle these days is that there's so many cameras around now. Let's face it. I mean, the ones in town and places like that, I think they're great because if anything kicks off or anything happens, then you've got the controller on your back there. But there seems to be that feeling of always a weight on your shoulders with these cameras and things like that. In the old days, you got caught by a copper, you know, it was just a bit of bad luck. And you know, there's an argument to say, well, you should be doing a speed limit then, shouldn't you? And that's correct as well. But it's just too much. It's just too much now. Too many cameras, in my opinion.
That was one of my points today on this course. I just said it is getting very much like Big Brother now.
Yeah,
you can't. You know, it's getting to the point. I mean, I watched a YouTube video the other day of a bloke green laning, right? And he's gone through this green lane, through this forestry block. He's coming out to the end of the forestry block, and basically a copper takes him out, jumps on him, pushes him off his bike, takes him out. And this bloke's like, "What are you doing?" He goes, and just, you know, stop, take the helmet off, and this, that, and the other. And the copper's like, "You need to slow down." And he's going, "What you on about?" He was like, "Man, I was only doing like fucking 23 miles an hour." Do you know what I mean? And this copper's speaking to him. He's put his helmet on the floor, and you can hear the full conversation. And this copper's talking to him like an absolute kid. Kid. And this bloke's giving, and in the end, this bloke goes, "You know, I'm a 60-year-old bloke, mate. So you speak to me with a bit of respect, will you?" Do you know what I mean? He says, "You know, you ain't even in your 30s, yeah."
Was he allowed to be up there? Was he?
Yeah. There was he had like a spray to mark the bikes as they was coming past. So, but by the sounds of it afterward, there'd been a few younger lads gone through and hadn't stopped, so they've all just bombed through. So he must have been like the next one through after these kids, and then he's just there you go. He's just took him off, took him off a lot of the neck. Took him off.
Yeah.
And, you know,
I think I did see that. I saw a little bit of it. Yeah.
I just thought to myself, you know, you can't. It's just bad. It's just wrong. I just think that like them. I don't know whether it's government led or what, but it just feels like at the moment everything is finance. So, fine them, get the money off them. If they don't get to school, fine them. If they don't pay their council tax, fine them. If they're speeding, fine them. Don't do this, fine them. You just think.
Yeah, well, it's like where I got done. It was a straight line on a dual carriageway. It's not the sort of place you want to get a lick on there, but I kind of question. Well, and they're there. Apparently, they're there quite a lot. It is quite a hot spot there. It's for those who know. It's between Tiverton and the M5. They'll know where I mean now. And there's always somebody there apparently. But I just kind of think, well, go somewhere useful. Because I don't think that it's an accident hotspot or nothing, to my knowledge. It's more a case of getting people that are just doing over the limit, which you could argue is what they're there for. But go somewhere bloody useful. I had a twat down the bottom of my road today, zooming by at 60 miles an hour, and I was trying to pull out. And
like I say, mate, and I get it. I get it. I understand the fad at the minute is off-roading. I understand that, but they've got to be. I don't know. I just felt really bad that this bloke was like I say, in his 60s, and he was like, "Mate, who are you talking to? Calm yourself down." Because for starters, you've just took me off at the neck. You've just poleaxed me at the neck to get me off my bike, and his bike was about 30 meters down the lane. If I could carry it on, do you know what I mean? And he's like, "What are you doing? What are you doing?" And
that seems like from what we know, obviously there's two sides to every story, but it seems a bit of an overreaction there, because if it's the same one that I saw, that he went in a bit hard at that copper, and but it's like Paul saying here, you say the older driving, Brian, but how old were they today? That most of them was about my age, like early 30s. So nah, there was all we was apart from the two van drivers, there was all middle 40s. Do you know what I mean? You
don't try and get yourself away with being in the 40s.
I'm 48. I am. I'm 48. but the bloke who was asking all the questions was early 60s, middle 60s, early 60s, and he's just like, and you think you probably sat at home, mate. And as soon as this goes off, you got nobody to talk to. And that's how I felt. Do you know what I mean? Afterwards, I felt a bit bad. Yeah.
Have any of you had your license taken off you in your life?
Yeah.
I've had mine taken off me.
Yeah, but why yours through medical?
Yeah. Took it off me for 6 months. You can't drive for 6 months. Then they send it back out to you.
That's a tough one. That is a tough one.
I've had mine took off me twice.
Yeah.
So yeah, but yeah. The first one was I got done for drink driving the day after.
Right.
The day after, midday, I was going to football, and they pulled me over, and I blew in the bag, and they was like, "Yeah, mate, you're over." I was like, "What? What?" He was like, "Yeah." Like I say,
I think we, when I look back on it, I've had this conversation with good friends of mine that when I look back on it, and we used to go out, come home at, 12 at night or whatever, quite often I would get up in the morning and I'd feel not rough, but just, that you had a late night. And in my teens, I'm talking about now, so nothing can be done now. But yeah, it makes you think a bit more now, doesn't it?
It's easy done, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it's like Roger saying there. Like, he's 73, rides a motorbike and a trike, and he's got to watch out for all the cars and the vans pulling out. Do you know what I mean? I think if you still got your wits about you, you're more right. Do you know what I mean? It's when these people are, and it's not even if they're in the latter ages of their life. You can be in the 40s, the 50s, and the 60s. Do you know what I mean? There's just people out there, the standard of driving, and I said this on the course, the standard of driving now is that low. It's unbelievable. I think.
People are living longer.
Yeah.
Aren't they? If people are living longer, then, and I'll give you another example. My missus is was a dementia nurse, and she used to be looking after people that didn't know their name. And next minute they're released and they're getting in a car and driving home. No one knows where they ended up, but they were driving home. Didn't even know, they hardly knew their name.
Yeah.
Couldn't even get out of the hospital, and then they're getting in the car and off they go.
Yeah. That's
Scary.
this is a good point. That bloke actually brought this up about the speed awareness course. So he said, he goes, how many people on this course have been done in the rain or in the fog or in bad weather? No one. They're all sunny days.
Oh,
nice
really?
days. Yeah. And I was just like, I was like, you know what? How many bikers get done? Because the weather's nice, they jump on the bike, off the go.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Jumping off, thinking them Valentino Rossi. Do you know what I mean? And then come back 3 days later, they got 3 points. But yeah, if
it's horrible getting that.
It is.
Sorry.
Go on,
it's
mate.
horrible when normally it's my message. I mean, I've only, like I say, I think I've been caught a couple of times, but with the speed and awareness only once in recent years. But when you come home and it's like, oh, guess what happened? You say, well, what? Don't keep me guessing. Like, just what is it? And then they get the letter like, oh, flipping it. But fair cop though.
Yeah. I must admit, like, I'll come home from work and like Tracy had come back and she went, you got a letter there from the police. I knew straight away. I was like, fuck sakes, man.
Yeah.
I opened it up, but
it's probably a weekly occurrence, isn't it, Brian?
But it was the place. It was the place that I actually thought I was getting done. I didn't realise I was getting done from the motorway. I thought it was somewhere else I was going to be getting done for.
Yeah.
That's tomorrow's letter.
That's the next speed awareness course in Wales next week. But yeah, thing is, most forget what they learn as soon as they pass the test, and it no longer matters. When my wife passed her test and I had to go at the hazard perception, I failed every time. I must admit, the hazard perception I thought was really easy initially when my daughter was doing it. I actually, that's a hazard, that's a hazard, that's a hazard. Sound, and then I've got, you know what I mean. And then all of a sudden, it's like, no, that ain't a hazard until you met that point. That's not a hazard because you've not reached that point. Yeah, you've not reached that point yet to become a hazard. And I was just like, Jesus Christ, this is actually harder than what I actually thought it was going to be. You know what I mean? You can see the hazards there. The hazards are quite obvious, but it's getting to a point where you say, now it's a hazard. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, is it? Oh, right. That's where it's going wrong. Because on my bike test in 2005, it was just one of those clicky ones to come out. And they said, don't click it too much because it's, and I was thinking, oh, shit, like everything I was looking at was a hazard. A person down there and this, that, and the other. And I thought I've knackered this because I was clicking it so much. But I did get through it. So
I think that's harder for people who have been driving for a long period of time. Because
very true.
You have the experience of knowing that, well, this nut job up here is going to end up pulling out or something.
Yes.
And you're clicking it too early.
Peacock's Paul's got the cheat code. Press every 3 seconds. Don't tell no one.
Paul. Well done, mate. Nice one.
It's like playing the games, eh? X square circle. You've done your infinity lives. Off you go. It was just mad. It was just a really, really strange course, especially with the variety of people there. Do you know what I mean? Especially with them 2 van drivers. Like the one from London, he was hilarious. He was so funny, so funny. But and then have you
ever been on jury duty, and you're there, and some of the other jurors, you're like, why are you here, man? You're an absolute rocket, and these people are making a decision as somebody else. You're like, no, you shouldn't be here.
I can't do jury duty, so I'll never get that letter.
I don't want to do it. I find it just boring. I'll probably lose the plot after 10 minutes and probably think,
it's the most boring
what
thing
happened again
you'll ever do. It's really, I've done it twice, and it's the most boring thing ever.
I can imagine.
Shadow of a Raven. I've just bought what's that? A
Aquila GV125. Yeah, I had one of them.
Yeah. To get back on 2 was after the first year. Got a small boy to get my sea leg back out. Mate, I think if I'm being brutally honest, mate, right, I've got a GS, I've got a GSA, and I would not now, knowing what I know now, I would not get a BMW GSA now because it's too big and it's too heavy, and there's on the roads these days. There's no need. There's no need at all. No need at all. You just.
I'm surprised he got one of them, to be honest with you, because you can't buy them anymore. So must be secondhand.
Yeah.
How's your lad getting on, Stevie, with these lessons?
He passed, mate. Yeah, he passed, probably 3 or 4 months ago now. First time. It's funny because when did he pass? I was staying doing a walk around on a bike, and and he phoned up and said, when can you pick me up? And I said, don't worry about that. You know, did you pass? He said, yeah. Well, just when can you pick me up? Because I'm meeting my girlfriend. It's like, yeah, did you pass? Yeah, I did. You're just like, didn't give a shit.
These kids these days, yeah. I must admit, like, when obviously we're going back years now, but when I did my test, you are allowed on the motorway. There's only 11 dual carriageways. I mean, when Graham took his test, it was horse and cart. Do you know what I mean?
There's a man with a red flag. They'll jump out in front of you.
Let me think. 2007, I passed my bike test.
Dick Turpin was still about fucking Graham.
Listen, my dad told me when he sat his bike test, right? This is what happened. So they take you out on the bike. And what they do is they'll say, right, I want you to take a left, take a left, take a left, take a left. So you're going round the block of houses, basically. And what his pal had told him before you do it is, when you get to the other side, the instructor will run through the closes and jump out in front of you, and you need to emergency stop. So he went round. Sure enough, the instructor comes out in front of you, you slam your brakes on, that's you passed your test. That was it. That's you passed.
Yeah, simple.
Yeah. Mental.
It was. Yeah. Like I say, going back to that comment though, I wouldn't get a big heavy bike now. No way. I don't think the lad who we speak to, or I speak to, and Graham speaks to quite often now, he's one man, one bike here, and he's just bought a new bike. He's just bought the Honda Transalp. And
nice.
He does a hell of a lot of miles on his bike, and he is going literally all around the world. Do you know what I mean? He does everything. So yeah, it's one of the things. He's got a V-Strom at the minute, and that's one of the things that he constantly says. When I spoke to him when he was doing the Morocco trip about 2 years ago now, he was doing the Morocco trip, and he was saying to me, he says, "I'll never take that off, like proper off road." He says, because I can't pick it up. I can't pick it up.
They're heavy, actually, those 1050s.
Yeah. And to be honest, I'm at that same point now. I'm looking at that GS thinking, I could never, the stuff I want to go and do, or I want to do in the future, I can't do that on that bike because it's too big and it's too heavy. Massively too big and too heavy.
Yeah. You mainly use it as a road bike anyway, don't you? So it's ideal for that. Munching miles.
I must admit, it's going to be turned into a tourer. Basically, no, that's all it's going to be used for. Like I say, I've got the little, I've bought that little off-road bike now that needs a bit of attention to, but yeah, that'll do me sweet as a nut. But has possession entirely subjective. As bikes are trying to observe everything, potential hazards, yet the tests only extensions to identify when they are probably already too late. You're probably right there. I think I think as a biker, you look, well, I think we all do, but I do, and you look way ahead. You know what I mean? Your peripheral vision is just what's around you initially. You know, you looking down the road at the hazard, so you can, so you can brake earlier, so you can dodge it, so you ain't got to, you ain't going to ride into the back of a van or something like that. But, yeah. And there you go. You say he's got the bobble one. How do you pronounce that?
Yes.
Aquila.
Well, Aquila is what I called it, but it's
tequila.
Yeah, it was a. Well, I won't bore you with this, but too much. But it's a bike which was made in South Korea, come over. It was actually a really, really good 125, but unfortunately they never rode out the dealers. It's 14 and some 14 and a half brake horsepower, I think. Really good, powerful 125, but never took off, unfortunately. No disrespect to the guy who just bought one, but they're actually really good bikes, but never really took off, sadly.
Yeah, yeah. I must admit, I don't know what I'm going to get next, really, for the bike I'm going to be doing, you know, the big trips, because I'm like Danny saying that about the Car 450. That's really Ian, one man, one bike, looked at one, but the parts are like rocking or shit. You can't get them in the country.
Well, not only the parts, but the bikes will be in a minute as well.
Yeah,
and I won't say too much about that, but
yeah, it's the same as the CF Moto 450s. I think them all having the same problems at the moment. Getting everything into the country.
In short, some bikes are sometimes put out as, and I want to make a video about this, so I won't go too deep into it. Sometimes certain bikes are put out as market testers.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's too good to be true. That CF Moto 450 is too good to be true, and it's proven itself to be now.
I mean, every review I've watched of that CF Moto 450, I'm like, this is a game changer. This is the bike that everybody. This is the bike that you want. Yeah. It's good on road. It's exceptional on road. It's exceptional off road. It's light. It's strong. It's powerful. The engine's great. The handling's great. You've got all the functionalities that you need. You can adjust the forks at the front. You can adjust the suspension at the back easier. And you're like looking at it and you're saying, why can't we get them in here? Yeah. That's the case. Why is there only like 35 in the country, for example? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. But, you know.
Or if that was a test, does it mean they're going to come back out with a different badge on them? They'll no longer be called CF Moto. They'll be.
I don't think so. No, I've seen this a couple times before now, and I think generally that will stay as a CF Moto, but it will just fade into the distance. And
have you guys ever heard of Mutt motorcycles? I've never heard of Mutt.
Yeah, they've gone now.
I've never heard of them. What's Mutt motorcycles? Because I've never heard of that.
Mainly 125s. I think they were made in England, but with Chinese parts, ex-Yamaha engines, Suzuki, etc.
All right.
Again, it was an all right brand, but the kind of writing was on the wall a long time ago. Unless you get dealers out there to sell them, then they're not going to take off.
Yeah.
Dealers are dropping like flies, aren't they?
Cafe Racer.
Yeah.
That's the big Harley dealer in Edinburgh closing down now as well.
Yeah, and I'll be really controversial here. I'll say that most of them that have gone down here, it's almost like getting rid of the weeds, because you could see it coming from a mile off.
Yeah.
They'd be the ones that would be snooty, or maybe selling bikes that were frankly, 20 grand upwards to start off with, and it's just not going to happen, is it?
Yeah. Like I said, what's he say there? Great stream, very interesting chat. Exeter Rider. Oh, did the me and Graham not get a mention? No.
I'm lucky to be on.
Okay, never mind. We'll give me a bit of steam.
Money shit on this live anyway, so I don't mind leaving.
Yeah, but I think that's the thing in with a lot of these garages or sales garages closing down. It is like weeding out the bad ones, really.
Yeah,
in it.
It really is.
I think what it's going to come down to is you all you're going to have is like a main dealer in the town or on the outskirts of the town, and then a lot of the smaller dealers they won't have the bikes. They'll be selling them, but they won't have them. They'll do is just have, like I say, a bike that's going out, kind of thing that you could look at, but they won't have like the stock there. The stock will be with the main dealer.
I think the hard truth of it, and as we all know, is that the dealers that will survive are normally going to be the Japanese.
Yeah.
Because they're just, they're just Honda, Suzuki are just solid. You know that if you buy any of those brands, you're not going to get any issues. And Royal Enfield, so I saw somebody mention something about that. again, they've changed the whole game for the better for the consumer. But that being said, they do have some issues with parts at the moment, and a few other issues. But yeah, again, very good bikes. I think myself.
Yeah. I do agree with what Badger's saying there. That I never really thought about this, but it is like a trend in it. Do you know what I mean? That the people's tastes over the years have changed. You know, like when Hugh McGregor and Charlie Boorman did that first trip in 2004, there were many people there nowadays that would even think about going to do that.
No,
you know, camping out, putting a tent on your bike, going camping, kind of the old roughing it. You know what I mean? They wouldn't even look twice at that.
They were pioneers. Yeah,
massively, mate. That was way above their head. And like, if I'm being brutally honest, I don't actually think that was their idea.
Well, it's a TV program.
Yeah. I think somebody's come, which they did do. Somebody's come with a bag of money and gone, listen, do you fancy doing this? Let's have a production company. Let's run it as a production company. We'll film we'll film you guys making a film. We'll film it. Do you know what I mean? And that, like, it took off, didn't it? Obviously, but
I'll flip that on its head as well, and that gives me even more respect for people like Steph Jevons, Sam Manicom, all those people that done it before, when it was even more difficult to do than what it was then with a film crew.
Yep.
Like I say, mate, you know, you I think it was a 2004 one when they met one of the blokes who he wrote one of the books that Ewan McGregor read, and he'd done it like 24 years prior to that with maps. Do you know what I mean? You know, and you're like, mate, that's adventuring, mate. That's adventuring. You're with fucking maps.
That was Austin Vince, and the funny thing is that Austin Vince helped them, and he never got any credit for it in the actual program itself. He actually rode through that bit when Ewan and Charlie got on the train to bypass that section of Russia.
Oh, the roundabout, part of the roundabouts, was it?
It was the something gap. Can anyone tell me what it was? I can't remember. It was something gap. They got on the train and went across it. Austin Vince actually rode through it. Struggled, but he got there.
Yeah. Like
I say, got any credit.
Yeah, I've heard of a couple of people who, on that first one, helped them massively and got no credit at all for anything at all. But like what you saying there, it's the cost. I think what they did there, I think I believe that they already had BMW in the bag, and they went to KTM. When they got to KTM, they did it, and all that. I wouldn't say staged, but I think they made it as difficult as they could for KTM not to accept them, not to give them the bikes.
Yeah, it's a TV program. Bottom line, yeah.
Then they needed a bit of drama as well. They needed a bit of drama, and
you hear a lot about Top Gear, don't you? That the producers, or something will happen, and the producers will say, "Well, we don't care about whether this, that, or the other. It's about entertainment. That's bottom line. That's all they care about."
Well, that's true. Yeah. It's about making a program, isn't it?
Yeah. But it's like, they got paid something like, it was ridiculous. Why something like fucking £20 million each to use the Harley Davidson's electric bikes. They got paid about £20 million each to do that, and why
is Harley in trouble then? Yeah,
I don't know. What they're £40 million in debt. But again, there's another company that's gone on that have basically paid for them to go and do a trip to kind of get up there. But you know what I mean, to kind of push their brand out. They've tried to use them to push the brand out originally.
Yeah. No matter how you cut it, that is the dream, isn't it? Wouldn't we all like to do that as YouTubers?
100%. I mean, I'll watch a bloke. I think it's called Adventure. I think it's Adventure Bike magazine or something. But he's down in Australia. He's got an Australian channel. He's a bit like Adam Rayburn, but as good. But he rides from London to Australia with an English lad, and that's the trip. That's the trip that I'd like to do. That's more kind of like bucket list. I want to ride to Australia. I want to get to Australia, ride across Australia, dump the bike there, and then fly back. Have a month over in Australia with the missus and the kids, and then come back. That'll be me done. That'll be me done.
Yeah, fair play. I've never really had that burning desire to do that, but I know what I'm like. If I done if I go, I don't know, 200 miles away, I know that I would just want to keep going, and I'd probably get that bug. And even though I don't want to, I know that I probably would. I'll just keep going.
I don't know. I know a few people who do that, who just go on tour, but they don't know where they're going. I like to have. I like to have an end destination. I like to know where I'm going next. I wouldn't like to get up and go, I don't know where I'm going today. Let's just have a ride. I need some structure. I need to know that I'm going to a particular place. I'm going to be passing through something. I'm going to be seeing something, rather than just aimlessly not aimlessly, but aimlessly just riding around, hoping you pick a road, hoping that you see something good. Do you know what I mean?
I'm the same. Yeah, I'm the same.
Yeah,
I think
even when I go out on a Sunday, I'm going somewhere. I'm not just randomly.
See Love Gap.
Viv Love Gap.
Oh, the Gap.
I think it was that one. Ask Quinn, Paulie. Quinn will know. He'll know everything. Quinn Peak Spiker. He just knows everything about every bit of traveling.
Yeah, there's one. We've got about 10-15 minutes if you guys want to carry on.
Yeah.
Thoughts on electric motorbikes?
I'll let you two start, because I'll shut if I get going.
I've got an electric car, and I wouldn't be keen on getting an electric bike, because I've had it twice where I've now struggled to actually find a charger, and find a charger that works, or find a charger that you get to. You look on your Snap Map or whatever you're using. Oh, there's two available there, and you get there and they're available. Or them there with no cables. The cables have been took. The facilities just are there. We're just nowhere near.
Nah, and the range is
electric cars.
Terrible on electric bikes. It's just not suitable.
No.
Okay, for commuting, maybe depending how far away your work is, but it's not for me. That interesting fact. See that grumpy biker. When I was looking for a BMW, so was he. We both looked at the same bike, and he bought it.
All right.
He's got the same bike as me. Same green colour, Peaky.
It's green, not bronze. It's green.
Just to put my thoughts on it in a nutshell, I always have been an advocate for electric, but electric bikes as a commuter, within reason, they can work very well for people. They work very well for me.
Yeah.
For example, I think people dismiss it quite quickly, and I understand why. Back years ago, when it all started and we had the incentives from the government, then it all kind of made sense, but they was always too expensive. We have got electric bikes now, which are like Maving, for example. Soon we'll have the Flying Flea from Royal Enfield. I think Enfield will be the first bike that will actually make a go of it.
Right.
But again, it's only as a commuter. And they give you a lot, which combustion engines can't, for commuting.
There you go. What are the ranges, you reckon? I suppose it all depends on
60. I don't know about the Flying Flea, but the Maving is about.
It all depends
60.
on the battery, though, surely. Because like on a car, on my car, you can get an IV50, an IV80, and an IV120. So basically, them are the size of the batteries. So I've got an IV80, which is a mid-range battery, so I can get about 300 miles on a full charge,
which I think is good. I mean, that's great, isn't it? Why would you want to, would you want to do more than that in a day? I don't know. Right,
so it is, but then when you turn the air conditioning on to warm the car up, you drop 30 miles instantly.
Yes.
Instantly.
Right.
And then when you turn that off, you don't get that 30 miles back. You might get about 24 back, 23 back.
Yes.
And you've only got it on for, 3 or 4 minutes just to warm the car up. The idea is good, but we're just nowhere near where it needs to be.
No. And for the cost that you pay for these cars, and the problem with bikes is that it's always going to be storage of energy. That will always be the problem, because you've got a very small area to put the batteries, And one thing which people don't pick up on, and I've said on a couple of my reviews, the Maving, for example, the chat that I had with the bloke, is that people will buy them and then they'll get the insurance quote after. But what people don't realize is quite often it'll be 4 times the cost, for example, 125 equivalent, 4 times the cost to insure a Maving than what it would be for a 125, and they suddenly get caught out too late.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because the insurance companies, it's not on their drop down list quite often. So they treat it as a special vehicle.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But yeah, cost wise, it's just not there, is it? It's stupid. You got to be, it's got to be an expensive toy, isn't it?
Well, it's like my car. I can't get my girls on the insurance on my car. She's got to be over 25. So what's going to happen in the future? How are the kids these days going to be able to drive a car if we're going electric if your car is insured them under 25?
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? There's just so many things against it.
Yes.
Or the faculties are working together. They're just not all singing to the same song sheet. Now we've got to start paying road tax, which I don't mind. I don't mind paying road tax. If it's going on the road, then I don't mind paying road tax. But we all know it's going on the roads. But yeah. But it's like when Elon Musk brought out the first electric car, you could actually pay for unlimited charging. You could actually pay I can't remember what it was. It was like 25 grand, and you could have it unlimited charging. And there's actually a bloke who's done. I can't remember how many miles, but he's a taxi driver in London, and he was one of the first ones to have an electric car, and he's done mega miles on his, but he will never get rid of that car. Yeah, but he won't get rid of that. He won't get rid of that car because he's got unlimited charging on it. The battery don't hold nothing at all. The battery's shot to shit, but he won't get rid of it because it's free charging.
Mm-hmm. Well, I remember the days when all this come out in 2018. I rode the BMW, can't remember the name. It was a scooter. Absolutely bloody brilliant. It was really, really good. The range was, I don't know, not enough, probably 120 miles or something like that. And the common question is what happens when the battery goes, because it will cost a lot of money to replace. But in fact, they tested it after 10 years, and I can't remember how many miles, 60 or 1,000 miles or something like that. After 10 years, and it had only lost 80% of its charge. So, of its lifespan, value sort of thing. So I think there's an argument that most of the time the batteries will probably last longer than what people think, but it's all untested, so you can understand why the consumers concerned about it. I would be too.
Definitely. I've said this before, but there's only Elon Musk who's got the blueprint to regenerate the batteries. So all of he's going to do is in 10 years, buy all these cars, these electric cars back for absolutely peanuts, regenerate the batteries, and then put them all back out for sale again. That's what he's going to do, and make an absolute fortune. But it's
a mess, though, isn't it? I mean, the whole net zero thing, I think is more political, more of a money grabber than anything else, because it's just so many millions in it.
Yeah, like I say, mate, for how big the world is and how little our country is, we are going to make an absolute pimple going green. We're not going to touch it.
No.
And until you get the big countries like for example, like the Koreans, the China, the USA, Russia, until they start doing it, we got no chance. We are going to make an absolute bit of difference whatsoever.
Oh, on the green agenda, no. But the amount of money and assets that can be made from it, and what I'm talking about, I'm getting a bit deep now, and I'll pull back in a minute. But for example, farms, there's a lot of solar farms that are popping up now, and you kind of got to question, well, why are farmers getting taxed a bit more here and there, making it unviable, and then the assets get released to more rich people.
Yeah.
I mean, I work in a plastics manufacturing factory, so you can imagine how popular we are with the green people.
Oh, right. Yeah.
You've got to allow for every pellet now that falls on the floor.
Yeah.
Like I say, mate, I just think that, like, the going back to the electric, we're not in, as a country, we're not in a position where we can facilitate things at all. We just, like I say, you might have all these cars chargers, dotted around everywhere, but when you need one, it's sod's law. When you need one, you can't find one, or when you know what I mean. I've got it down before, mate. What I've had 1%, and you just, you take your car, you can't just go and fill it up. You know what I mean? You're just like,
no,
you can't even tow it. It has to be craned onto the back of a vehicle. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it just ain't worth it. It just, I wouldn't go. Having had a electric car, I wouldn't rush to have another one.
No, I understand that. I know I wouldn't either. No.
Yeah, I wouldn't wish to have another one at all.
Have you ever actually run out before? Because you're absolutely stuffed, aren't you?
No,
yeah. I did. No. I had that electric scooter. I never said this before. It's a bit of exclusive. What's it called? The new GTS Pro. And I come home from work and it's on 44%. So I quickly charged it up to 70%. But it doesn't work like that, does it? It wants to be like 90, 100%. So I went straight back
ideal is 80%. That's the kind of the button. That's the kind of button thing.
That's it. Below that, you're kind of stuffed, aren't you? And I went out to like 3 or 4 miles out of Exeter and I come back and I still had, I think it was 20%. And it just went wallop, like nothing. And it went down to sort of 5 miles an hour. So there's me on the road on this little electric scooter doing 5 miles an hour all the way through Exeter. And everybody thinking, what's he doing? Like, 5 miles an hour through Exeter, up the hills, and all these buses and lorries overtaking me. Typical Steve moment.
Yeah. People are going past, going, what? Why is that fully grown adult all dressed up in bike gear on a balance bike? He's on a kid's balance bike.
I actually went on the cycle path at one point as well. So yeah, that's controversial.
Man. Yeah, but yeah, it was just like I say, I wouldn't get back. I wouldn't have another electric car.
No,
it's just not there. The facilities and everything else just ain't there. But yeah. Thoughts on road skin gear? I've not got any road skin gear, but Jay, who's in the side chat, Crazy Legs on the bike, he's got the jeans, he's got the jacket. We was only on about this a couple of days ago. Last weekend. We met up for breakfast, me and Richie Vida, and we was on about the road skin stuff because we was actually on about the adventure spec stuff as well. But yeah, he swears by his road skin stuff. He thinks it's really good stuff. So.
This sounds really silly. The only road skin stuff that I've seen has been. It looks like it's not padded, but is it all padded? I guess it is.
Yeah, it's all armored up and everything. It looks like a jacket. He's got like a zip up jacket. Like it just looks like a casual jacket more than anything.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah,
yeah. It is all like it's all armored up and everything. It just don't look it. You know what I mean? It just because you ain't got like the 80s fucking shoulder pads. You know what I mean? The more it's all quite fitted stuff. But yeah, I don't know how pricey it is. I ain't got none. I ain't bought anything. But yeah, I don't know. I've never had any. But what Jay says of it, Jay loves it. Absolutely loves. I have a jacket, good quality. Super. Yeah, there you go. Paul saying he's got a jacket, good quality and super comfortable. That's a mouthful when you got your full teeth in. So I was looking at Jay's jacket when I was out. I really like the look of it. It is, mate, and it's got like a windproof layer on the inside as well that you can put in, so it keeps the wind out as well. So, yeah, big up on the road skin stuff. Again, like I say, everybody I speak to, no one's got a bad. Everything's good. No one's got a bad thing to say about it.
Is it waterproof as well? I wonder.
Is it what?
Is it waterproof?
I don't know whether it's waterproof. I think it's like spit proof. Good to hear. Just bagged them as a channel sponsor. Fair play to you. Fair play to you. Nice, good lads. Yeah, sound, mate. Yeah. Like I say, it's all good. I heard anybody say anything bad about Roadskin at all. How good it is on a crash, I don't know. I got a clue. What's your go-to clothing bike gear brand? Not Rucker. I ain't gonna say nothing else about that. Yeah, I like I say, if the only thing I'd say, the only thing that's going to save you is leather. That's the only thing that's going to save you. That's the only. It don't matter what other clothing you wear. The only thing that you're going to go down the road on, get back up, and probably still be able to wear on a regular basis is leather. That's it. Everything else, like my Rucker suit, it's been down the road once. Yeah, it looks like a cheese grate has been on it. So, if that's you, like me, I'll fall off a lot. So if you're like me, get leather. So,
Peaky, is it worth mentioning your channel as well? Your new channel? Oh, sorry, is that come out yet? Yeah.
No. So I've actually done a video on it yesterday. So I'm actually going to ask the question, and we'll ask it here to see what you guys think, because me and Steve and Graham we've spoke about it already. But so I've set up another channel for the off-roading stuff that I'm gonna start doing. Basically, I've watched a few channels that have gone from road riding to off-roading, and there seems to be a big percentage of people that don't like off-roading to go from one channel, from one sole channel for like riding, touring, day tours and weekends away and all that, to off-roading. There seems to be, when I've looked through the comments, there's a lot of people saying there, I don't want to watch off-roading. I don't want to watch this channel. I don't want to watch you go off-roading. I want to see the tours, the trips, the day trips, or this, that, and the other. So, what's your thought, guys? Would you like to see more of the off-roading stuff on my channel, or are you invested in just the road riding and the tours and the trips and stuff like that? Because obviously, I want to keep people. I don't want the off-roading and that to kind of, that new fixation to kind of take over this, not this channel, but the Peaky Biker channel. Do you know what I mean? So,
I mean, for me, I think, and I've said to you, Brian, already, I think it's nice to have a bit of everything anyway. If you mix it up, it's not like it's going to be all, and to be honest, peddling two channels peddling one channel is hard. Peddling two is another ball game and starting from scratch. What's your thoughts, Graham?
I would be the same. I mean, I like to see channels that have variety like that, where they'll be on the road, off the road. It certainly wouldn't make me unsubscribe somebody. From somebody. So
I mean, what I don't want to happen is for me to start doing the off-roading, and then like you get that influx that where you don't go out on the BM that much, so you all for probably 6 weeks or a month or something like that, all you're getting is off-roading, and like people are like, well, I really invest in that, don't really like it. So it's actually called Free Rider UK.
Because you recorded a few off-road ones, you don't have to show them each week. You could split it up. Keep a few in the bank, sort of thing.
Yeah.
And if you, with the sort of content that you do, people, I mean, some people, we've all been there, where you look at your stats and you chuck out one video that's slightly different than normal, and people start to drop off. You get 1 or 2 subs disappear, but in fact, they probably would have disappeared anyway at some point. So I don't think it makes. I think it's better. I personally think it's better to keep it on one channel, and people tune into you, not so much the bike content. That's just the you know.
You got to remember as well, Peaky, that's you going to have 3 channels to manage.
Yeah.
It's a lot of channels.
Like I said, I think the off-road one, it's not going to be as in depth as like the Peaky Biker one, because mate, with that off-roading, mate, it's gonna sound like you're ringing porn up. You know what I mean? You're gonna be absolutely knackered. Do you know what I mean? So it's like I'm gonna be riding the bike, absolutely chatting my head off.
Yeah.
So I think the video is going to be quite short. But like I say, I don't know.
Let's look at it. Can you hear me? All right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Let's look at it another way. In 4 or 5 years' time, where would the Peaky Biker channel be, and where would your new channel be? And if Peaky Biker is flying and the other one's not, you see where I'm going with that?
Yeah.
You kind of think, shit, I wish I bunged it all on Peaky now.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Well, you know, nothing ventured, nothing gained, mate.
Yeah. Like I say, I really don't know, and I don't want this new kind of obsession, because that's what it is at the moment. It's an obsession. So I don't want this new obsession to kind of push people away from my channel that I've got now for the people that I've actually got here. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. And also you have to remember, again, we're not getting too in depth of it, but remember that YouTube are going to look at it thinking he's only putting 1 video out a week on that channel, whereas it will take the pressure off if you're just running 1 channel and you can chuck in both. You're feeding that monster all the time, aren't you?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's a good point, that is. Yeah. Like I say,
I mean, look at the likes of Epop One. He's got videos from a year and a half ago that he's still to put on his channel. You know,
I've been doing that recently.
You could add them up as well. You know,
that's because he fucking takes like fucking 8 fucking days to edit a video. That's why.
But you know, because you've recorded a video, you don't have to put it on straight away. You could save them up and just put them on every.
Yeah. My favorite rides video that done really well recently. Well, really well for me. I filmed in summer 2023. I just couldn't look at. I had so many files on it. I just looked at it. Oh god, it's a nightmare. So I won't bother doing it. But it turned out to be really good. But you know, feeding. It's hard to feed the monster anyway. But if you can keep it channeled, you know, then it does make it a bit easier.
Yeah.
Because if you feed in 2 channels, to be honest, you're gonna burn out at some point. If they both took off and you had 10,000 on subscribers on each, you're gonna get to a point where you think one of these have got to go because I can't keep feeding this bloody monster.
That's true. Yeah.
Like I say, I don't know what to do. Well, I think that's what I'm going to do. Somebody put it on there. Put it as a vote on your channel. Put it as a poll, and see what people would say.
Good idea.
So I think that's a good idea. See you later, Ben. See you later.
Cheers,
let's go back to Dan, because Dan's in hospital. So he's had an operation today. So he's had his vagina sewn up. I'm only joking. No, he's had quite a big operation. So he's poorly in bed, trying to
get well soon.
Trying to recover. And also, whilst we're on this as well, we want to say congratulations to Graham for hitting 500 subs.
Oh, well done, Graham.
So yeah. So if you've not subbed to Graham, Agus Whisperer,
if another 500 of you could just sub tonight, that'd be great.
Yeah, we have got 500 watching for starters, so that I got up. So yeah,
that's good news, Graham. Well done, mate.
Yeah. No, it's a big achievement, and like you say, I think people. I remember like when I did it, it was 1,000 subs and 4,000 watched hours, and it was so difficult. It was such a high target to get to, and people used to say to you, yeah, but once you hit 1,000, they're rolling. no, you're always chasing it. You're always chasing the next 1,000. You're always chasing the next 1,000. And I don't think look at Bruce, 100,000 subscribers. Bruce has got now. He's still chasing the subs. 100,000 subscribers. He's still chasing the subs.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So
it takes one of the most valuable things that you can ever learn doing this is that you'll never get to where you want to be. You can always chase, but it actually takes the fun out of it. If you keep being creative, that's the way to do it. That will naturally give you more subscribers than sat there chasing them, looking at other people.
Yeah. Like I say, you know, I'm at the point. I'm getting to the point now where I do want more subs, but I actually want more views, and I'm quite fortunate that the people, like with that Rucker thing I did, I only really got 2 or 3. I wouldn't say there were even bad comments. That there was just comments that kind of I agree with a little bit.
Yeah.
But I was just, you know, I was just like, you know, people are saying, yeah, but it saved you and all the rest of it, and I'm like, yeah, it did, but my point is, it should have done better for the money. It should have done better, and that was the point I was trying to get across. I kind of put it across well enough, I think.
Right.
But yeah, you know, and it's nice to have that community. It's nice to have that kind of that kind of constantly having 15, 20, 25 people commenting. Do you know what I mean? Because then when you look at these bigger channels, like for example, you know, your Richie Vedas, your Teapot One, your, you know, TMF and all them lot, you know, they only probably getting 30 or 40 or 50 comments. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you know, when in the grand scheme of things, you know, when you put a video out and you're getting like 15, 20, 25 comments, and they're only getting twice as many as you, but they've got 20 times the amount of subs, then you look and you think, well, actually, I've got a good community here. Do you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
My little community, a good community.
Do you not find that when you're watching a video from a big channel, you tend not to comment on them? I don't. If I watch, let's say, right, Itchy Boots, she's one of the biggest. I've never commented in one of her videos, but I watch them all.
There's a disconnect there, isn't there, with the bigger channels, because you know you're not going to get nothing back.
Well, yeah, I just don't comment to the big channels. I don't make comments. I watch all their stuff, but I don't comment.
One of my biggest fears through doing this is that I'm going to reach a point one day, as we all will. We're going to reach a point one day where you can't answer every comment because you'll be there for half a day.
Yeah,
you know. I dread that moment. I dread it because I've got people. I'm meeting a subscriber tomorrow.
I was gonna say you struggle now, do you? With your dyslexic and you one finger typing.
Yeah. I can't counsel you, can I? Oh, it's your show. Shit.
I'll cancel myself.
I dread the day when I can't have that interaction. And you know, you think having a big channel, you know, like some of the bigger channels, they got these sponsors, they got to push this video out. You can tell some of them, their heart's not in it anymore. They're just doing it because they're feeding the monster. That is shit. No one wants to do YouTube, you know, for that reason. No. You know, where I am now, I've got the best of all worlds. And I think when you get sort of, I don't know, 80, well, where Bruce is now, maybe, it's a monster to answer the comments and things like that. You'll never be able to do it. Definitely. And then you get that disconnect. You know, I want to be connected to my viewers. I don't want that. Unfortunately, it might naturally happen one day, but I don't want it to be like that.
Yeah,
I want to be
look, like I say, I quite like replying to people. I enjoy reading the comments.
Yeah, I do too. Yeah,
and like, because I've seen it in the past where, like, you have these big channels, and then all the comments back, them really similar comments. They're just saying things slightly differently, but every comment's the same. Where, you know, somebody might have asked one question and someone's asking a completely different question, but then they're really, really similar, like them auto-generated almost. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
So, but I like to sit there and go, yeah, mate, I like that bit. That was funny. I didn't realise that was going to happen. Thanks for watching. Thanks for the comment. You know what I mean? Yeah. And then, you know, you might get another comment after that back. Oh, cheers, mate. You know, because, you know, I say to people, thanks for commenting. I appreciate it because I do appreciate it. I appreciate people, taking the time and the effort to watch the videos. It's
Itchy Boots is an extreme example, right? But she put a video out 6 hours ago. It's been viewed 364,000 times, and there's 1,854 comments. She's not going to reply to all them. No chance.
No.
It's
like you say, you're going to need someone sat there replying for you.
Yeah.
Ain't you?
If there's ever a channel that you want to watch that's got it spot on from the start, it is Itchy Boots.
Yeah.
She's very, very clever.
Yeah.
Like I say, mate, and it's like Bruce now. So Bruce is asking or has got somebody now to kind of get his reel up and running. So when he gets the video, it's already all laid out there, ready to go. Do you know what I mean? And the next thing's going to be, I don't know whether he'd let somebody comment for him, but that's going to be the next thing. Do you know what I mean? Because he can't, like I say, he can't sit there and comment on it. But it's like Adam Reedman. Adam Reedman's got 2 people working for him on his channel.
Yeah.
He does all the editing. He does everything. The only thing he don't do is the reply and run his Facebook page. I mean, the only 2 things he don't do. He has them are like, not only like external, they're his friends, but them are external people.
But again, he's a talent. Sorry, Graham.
Sorry, he wouldn't have the time to do it. Itchy Boots definitely doesn't have the time to do that. Yeah, there is replies there. A minute. No, that wasn't her.
Yeah, there you go. There you go, Steve. He's asking.
Oh, sorry. They've been great. Yeah, Joe, and all those guys have been really good. It's horrible when, like, you reach a point where you're trying to watch everybody's video, isn't it? Like today, I watched Todge's video on the mini mics between 2 bikes.
Oh, the mini mics, so the test. Yeah.
Yeah, disappointing, really, that they don't work like that. But yeah, I watch a bit of kind. I don't always. I never, hardly ever reply on there because it's just tapping away. I've got enough tapping away to do. But it's hard when you want to watch people's channel, but you can't, and they always do you a good deed of commenting on your sort of thing. So yeah. Like I say,
I'm a bit like you. I'll sub to that many channels now. It's difficult to watch everybody's stuff. Do you know what I mean? So you might just click through it rather than watch a 20-minute video. You might just click through it or watch the first 5 or 10 minutes and then like, right, I've got to knock that one on the head, kind of thing. Do you know what I mean? You can't watch everybody's stuff. But,
and again, it's why it's important to keep your videos shortish. If you can keep them 10 minutes or whatever, ideal. Yeah, if you go over the 20-minute mark, you think, shit, I've got to try and free up 20 minutes. Now, Pecos makes a good point there, actually. I'm the same as Pecos Paul. I don't watch Itchy Boots either, but I do like them when I do watch them. Maybe they're too long again or something. I don't know, but I do enjoy her videos. And also I have met her in real life and I've got a photo with her.
I have, mate.
I have.
She's going to ABR this year again.
She is, yeah. So is Ryan F9, yeah.
No, and
Adam Reedman.
Yes, my man crush. Yeah, but yeah, and like I've tried to get a few people on here for female vloggers, and like I say, it's funny how they'll only go on, for example, Bruce's, or if TMF does a live or something like that. They kind of not. I'm not asking for Boots, but all I'm saying is that they only want to go to the people on the next level of the channels.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean? They don't want to get locked down to the grassroots.
Because I've asked a lot of people who go into Motovloggers Unplugged, and there's been 2 or 3 who didn't want to do it, and they just come back and say, like, that's not my cup of tea, which is fine. Don't have a problem with that. But there's one that I've contacted twice, and they've not even replied to me. And it's a woman.
That pisses me off. I've actually had the same problem with that, Graham. Yeah. Somebody who's quite well known, and they didn't even have the decency to say, "No, sorry, not for me."
Aye. However, that very female's boyfriend comments on my videos all the time.
Right. Okay.
So
I think we all know who that is.
Gave her away then,
Yeah, there's no combat indicator there, but a boyfriend's really good at riding motorbikes, and he comments on my channel.
He's really good off road.
Yeah.
But
I think you've honestly just got to enjoy making the videos, man, haven't you? Yeah. That is all that matters. You know, if you're doing it and you're not liking it, then you kind of, missed all of it. And we're all the same. You've always had fire in your belly, Brian, from the start. To grow your channel and subscribers and all the rest of it. I know you said earlier that it's only recently you've had it, or you said something like that, but you've always been very susceptible to learn from many other people as well.
I kind of like for me, it's like in life, like with jobs. I've always wanted to get on. I've always wanted to get promoted. I've always wanted to learn. I want to learn stuff quick. I'm not good at sitting, waiting. So when when we did, I messaged Stevie probably 2 years ago now, and I said to him, can you give me some advice? I was stuck on like 800 subs or something, and I was like, can you give me some advice? Can you give me some pointers? And Steve was like, don't take it to heart, kind of thing. If I tell you something, don't take it to heart. And I was like, I am going to take it to heart because
then I decimated him.
He absolutely destroyed me. Shoot your channel, you shoot.
You're the videos a lot of.
Take that crap out straight off. but yeah, and some of the things he said to me at the time, I didn't take them to heart, but you've got to look at yourself then and kind of say, right, I've got this. You am a bigger subscriber. You have got more count. You've been on it longer, so you've got that. You've already done the education bit. Do you know what I mean? You've got your stripes to where you've got to. So you've got, as somebody who's not got any stripes, you've got to listen to the person who's been through that kind of trauma, but them steps to get to where you are now. So but you've got to listen to it. You've got how difficult it is if people are saying like I have tried to do. I have tried to calm down on the swearing. I've tried to change certain things, edit differently, do things slightly differently. So you've got to try and take them things on board. You ain't got to change it completely, but you've got to take them things on board.
Yeah. What pains me is when I see some other channels that are linked to other like bigger channels and then smaller channels, and the smaller channels are making a cock up. And those bigger channels are saying nothing to them, even though they show mutual respect for each other. That little sort of like, we're mates, but I'm not going to try and pull you along or help you out.
Yeah.
I know where you're going with that. Yeah.
I've sent you videos of mine, Peaky, and say, what do you think of that? And you'll say to me, no, that's rubbish or blah, blah, blah. And you've done the same to me, which is fine because that's
the way to do it.
That's the way it should be,
Yeah.
But it's like,
I've actually, sorry, I've actually re-edited people's video where I've actually ripped it off of their YouTube channel. Done this with a few people, and I've re-edited it and then sent it back. Saved them like 10 minutes sometimes on the video, and they've actually said to me that every bit of that is what I call the cream. You want to skim off the cream, get rid of all the shit in between. And they come back to me and said, that is actually now a good video. I can see why that's a good video. Whereas before it was shit. Well, I want shit, but they probably thought it was shit.
Yeah. But it's almost like a PowerPoint presentation. You know what I mean? PowerPoint presentation to bullet points. That's what you want to do. You want to get it from a PowerPoint presentation for 2 hours to bullet points in 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Exactly.
So, and that's what you got to kind of. And I think that's what I was doing. I was sometimes I was making a video, and rather than shortening it, I was trying to make it longer.
Me too. I've been there.
Yeah. Do you know what I mean? I don't want to miss that bit out. I don't want to do that. I don't want to leave that bit out because that bit links to that bit, which links to that bit, which links to that bit. And then when you watch it back, you think nobody knows. Nobody knows.
Well,
nobody cares
in the early days of the reviews, I'm talking 28, probably around 2019. I used to do a motorway sort of section, and I'd actually leave like 90 seconds of me going along in the motorway. God, you're getting me to go. Sorry, I've got
You
a cough
need
as
to
well.
stop smoking.
Well, I
Or
gave that up
start.
years ago.
Man
Yeah.
flu.
But I used to leave in 90 seconds of me just riding on the motorway thinking, oh, that'd be good for my watch time. But you know what happens? They just bugger off, don't they? They disappear. So anyway, yeah, that you know, we've all been there. It's all learning curve at the end of the day. But you do get more efficient as time goes on as well. That's quite good. I used to film every bit of my ride, and now I just film when I know that I'm going to got something to say.
Yeah,
Yep.
I think that's the other point now is learning your own individual editing style, and actually, you don't realize you find your own editing style all the way you edit. Do you know what I mean? Up until the point where you've done it, for a few years, and then you've got an actual style now of how to edit.
You've got style, but it still changes. Yeah.
But it still changes, but you've got like we all do. We've got that initial foundation that you can just you can try little bits here and there, but the foundation's still working for your core watchers.
And you get to know what to cut out and what to leave in as well, more, don't you? So
yeah.
You're very good with that with your drone, Graham. That's what I'm really impressed with your drone work.
Drones, you like that?
Yeah, because you kind of you cut it at the right place. You got to leave them wanting more, which is hard sometimes.
There's
it's the right thing to do.
There's one out this Sunday with drone footage in it. First drone footage of the year in it. So
I found it quite a game changer. I've only had my drone for 2 months now. I've made I don't know 2-3 videos with it, and it's a game changer. It really is. I got one coming up with going down Dartmouth with a load of people, and I've got all the different beaches and all the rest of it, and it's good, man. It's worth every penny. That was a good investment.
Good.
I think like go on, sorry, Graham.
No, I'm finished. On you go.
I was just going to say, like, when I had obviously I've got a drone now, and I've had a drone before, but when I sold my drone, I was without a drone for about 3 months, and for that 3 months, I felt like I was missing out because I didn't have a drone.
Yes.
And then all of a sudden, you're like, I don't know, he had a drone. I don't know, he had a drone. How come he's doing that on that drone footage there? I don't know that. Do you know what I mean? And then all of a sudden, you're like, he's got a drone. He's got a drone. And you're thinking, I need a drone. I need to get a drone again. Do you know what I mean?
I actually crashed mine tonight. Actually, I crashed it 3 times. I took my missus to the gym, so I thought I'll try flying in the dark, but it's not a very good idea. 3 times into a hedge. Yeah, same bloody hedge as well.
Yeah.
But to be honest, I was pushing myself a bit. I knew that it was a calculated risk until I did. Yeah, apart from one.
What drone is it?
Survived. I got the new one. What's that called? Not the Neo, the Flip.
The Flip, right? Okay, yeah.
Yeah, it's cool because it follows you as well. It does all the
yeah,
and it takes the voice and all that. So it's good. It's really good.
Yeah. So, but it's just mad how, like, it's like Mark from Leeds. We agreed to sell one of my Action 4s to him, so I've got 2 Action 4s and an Action 5, and I'm really struggling to sell it to him because I don't use it very often. But then when we go to Scotland in a few weeks' time, it's really good footage of the lads from behind us. I know it's good quality camera. It's linked. I can link it up to the remotes, and the quality's there. It's waterproof and all the rest of it. You know what I mean? So I'm kind of like, there's probably 60% of me saying I want to sell it, but then the 40% that don't want to sell it is really outweighing the 60% that wants me to sell it. Do you know what I mean? So I'm like,
you can't sell it for a lot either, can you? Really? Can you? I mean, 100 and something quid maybe, but that's worth more to keep it. And I just lost a blooming one of those mini mics. I've lost one because they're so bloody small. You can't bloody find them, can you?
Pecos Paul, have a word with Mark from Leeds because he wants mine, and like I say, I'm I'm at the minute I'm reluctant to sell it. At the minute, I've said he can have it, but I'm really reluctant to sell it in because I just think them days that I go out as a group with a group ride, I know I can link it to my cameras so that when I press record, all 3 cameras are coming on constantly. Do you know what I mean? And I'm getting some good footage. Like, for example, I'm coming down Hellfire Pass or whatever, like on the start of this video or on the end of this live, when you watch the lads coming down Hellfire Pass with all the mud and everything, that's from that camera. So you know you're getting a decent shot, and you can use it on B-roll, and do you know what I mean? There's loads of little stuff that you can do with it rather than just recording the people at the back. You can get better shots.
There's so
I
many.
think it's great. Yeah, what you do. I mean, to be honest, 3 lots of footage for me just terrifies me. But that's your thing, isn't it? You like that sort of thing, and that's good.
Yeah.
Lads, we've been on an hour and 35 minutes.
So we have.
That has absolutely flown. Absolutely flown. But right then, should we start rolling in now? So right, I'm gonna shoot from the top. If you guys see anybody that I've missed out from the side chat to say thank you to, just give them a shout out. So I'm gonna start from the top. John Pell, Paul Sparrow, Pecos Paul, Moto to Ireland, Moto Bourne, Virginia, Mark Scottish's Adventures, Hugh is that Janus? Hugh Janus, Backroad Tourist, Centurion, Kyman Go, Wee Mark, Danny Daly, Time to Go, Away We Go, Des Miller, Ian Brooks, Buster ADV, Zog D, thank you. I've said you. Touch 29 jumped in as well. Craig from Motorway also joined in. Jay, Craig's legs on a bike. I'm just scrolling quickly scrolling through here.
I remember, just while you're scrolling, Kime does a great live, doesn't he? You went on it on Sunday, didn't you? It's a bloody good show.
Yeah.
Grumpy Biker, Pooley, Fentua, Shadows of a Raven, Bodger Badger. Sorry, that just tickled me. John McPhee. I think that is. I reckon that is. Oh, Stevie the Military Biker. He come in as well. I think that is about everybody.
Oh, look, Bandit Man's just come in. Too late.
Oh, Bandit Man. He always comes in at 9 o'clock, that way.
Yeah.
Zog D. I think I said Zog. Bandit Man UK. Yeah. So yeah. But yeah. So there's a couple of people who do these lives. Obviously, it's myself who does it on a Wednesday 8 to 9. You've also got Rev Bomb who does it on a Friday. He usually does about half an hour, 45 minutes on a Friday night. And then you've also got Kyman Go, who also usually does like a dual vlog, like us 3 have done today with Touch 29. So you can actually...
I've done one in 2022.
So yeah, but like I say, if you like this kind of setup, if you like these kind of lives and stuff like that, then there is a few people out there that do it. If you're new to my channel and also Graham's channel that you've come off from Stevie's channel down below me, you like this kind of thing, then you can subscribe if you will, and that would be absolutely fantastic. I'm sure that we will subscribe back as well. So so we're more winner. So
thanks for everyone listening on the podcast as well, because it gets a bit confusing for people who don't know the YouTube world. But my lot have been notified that this is going on, but it is actually a Peaky biker show. However, yeah, thanks for coming along, everybody.
Yeah. No. Like I say, it's been each when we do this, so each channel will get their own subscribers and their own views off this, even though it's coming off from my channel. that it's actually streaming on their own channel, so they get their own viewers and all the rest of it. So, but if you do like it, if you do like listening to this, then and you can jump in on a Wednesday night 8 or 9, then obviously you're more than welcome, and you can always jump in. We do try and keep it informative. We do try and have a laugh at the same time, but yeah. So as usual, guys, for me, if you can all stay safe, keep your family safe, and all do one thing, especially you two on the screen, which is smile. That's Stevie's smile. That's Stevie's happy face, that is.
That Botox he gets, he can't move his face.
Soon. I'll see you all later. Even Shrek behind me. See you later. Ta-ra.
Cheers.
Ta-ra.